Biden and the House Republicans making their cases. There's a lot to parse through. Here to break it down with me, Mick Mulvaney, former Republican congressman from South Carolina, former acting White House chief of staff under President Trump, also a NewsNation political contributor. Thanks so much for coming on the show. Appreciate it.
Former member of this committee.
That's right. Former member of this committee. So what's your take on how Hunter Biden handled this?
Wow. I mean, it's one of the gutsiest things I've seen in a long time to actually show up when you're supposed to be there, just not show up to be there. Just bizarre. And clearly, I think what his team has done, and when I say it's his team, it's not just his lawyers anymore. It's whoever is handling his PR, because this is now a political battle. They've made the decision that they're going to engage at the political level and the public relations level. This is no longer a legal battle. This is, I think I can win this messaging over you. Let's go.
Right, because Comer knows he's not going to come testify right now behind closed doors, and he knows, at least at this point, that they weren't going to accept his offer to testify publicly, so a lot of bluster going on.
Yeah, and the DOJ is never going to enforce the subpoena because, but your last point is fascinating. Let's go back to whether or not they do call his bluff on.
Yeah, are they going, I mean, it seems to me crazy that they won't say, fine. You promise you won't take the fifth? You promise you'll actually answer questions? Game on. Let's do it publicly.
I think Hunter had the perfect excuse before today to say, look, I was actually thinking about coming to the closed door thing, but now that I've been indicted in California, my lawyers are telling me I can't do that because I can't talk about an ongoing investigation. I think he had that excuse before today. Now he doesn't. If I'm on the committee, I'm sitting there with Jim Jordan. I'm saying, Jimmy, let's bring him in, because if we bring him in and ask him something, he's going to plead the fifth. And since this is now a PR battle, when you plead the fifth, you lose in that PR battle. So I don't think this is, I think this is far from over.
So you think that there's a chance now that the majority of Republicans on oversight are going to say, fine, come on in?
Wouldn't surprise me. And if they did, I don't think his lawyers would let him show, because all he would say is, of course, I take the fifth, I take the fifth, I take the fifth.
No, but then they've won the right? So it becomes again more this PR chess, right? Which is they say to him, okay, you're on, come on in.
He takes the fifth. The Republicans win.
Right. All right, let me play. This is another piece of sound from Jim Jordan, because this became a big issue as to parsing some of Hunter Biden's words here. Let's listen.
I think the biggest takeaway was the statement from Mr. Biden where he said, my father was not financially involved in the business. That is a huge change, which means, it sort of means he's involved. I think that's how anyone with common sense would read it. He's been involved, just not financially. That is a huge departure from everything they've said now for the last 3.5 years.
It's not a change from what Hunter Biden has said, right? I mean, Hunter Biden's only given one other interview. It seems to me like it's a distinction without a difference. If he wasn't financially involved, then what are we talking about?
Two different things. Jim's lawyer, and when you have two statements that are similar but not exactly the same, you immediately go to the differences.
Right, but you don't even have them with Hunter versus Hunter. You have them, sort of Joe versus, Joe saying I knew nothing about them, and now Hunter saying he wasn't financially involved.
All right, I play devil's advocate. I'm Jim Jordan. I don't know. So you're telling me, Dan, that you don't think that Hunter Biden's team talked to Joe Biden's team about what each of them is going to say? We know now that they did. In fact, it's leaked out today.
Right, the president admitted that he knew ahead of time about what Hunter was going to say.
That's exactly right.
But again, so he said that he wasn't financially involved. I mean, if that's all they've got, that's not a lot.
Oh, no, if that's all they've got.
He just said it was the most. He said the biggest takeaway from the statement was where he said, my father, which means he's involved. I mean, I don't know. That just seems to me like a huge leap.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going after him because of what he said today. I think they've got all the evidence. They think they've got all the evidence about, emails and checks and all that kind of stuff. That's why we're where we are. I think what Jim was trying to say, at least if I interpret it in a light most favorable to him, is this is the new thing that we have today. Last week, we were under the impression that they weren't involved at all. Now we know they were, but it's just not.
Quick political analysis. Does this impeachment inquiry help or hurt Republicans down the road?
It doesn't hurt them nearly as much as people think. There's some great polling data out this afternoon that says as many as 25% of voters might have their opinion impacted by Hunter Biden. That's being played as a very small sliver.
Might if something else comes out?
Right now. Keep in mind, Joe Biden ran as the sanity candidate. Vote for me and we'll get things back to boring in Washington, D.C. You don't have to deal with scandal. This undermines that at every turn. But go back to the 25%. Sounds like a small group of people, but in a race that's going to be as close as this is, everything like this can move the needle one way or the other.
Mick Mulvaney, good to see you.
Good to see you, Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.